This is not 10 years later. This is like it happened yesterday. Only 2 children I had. So we left without any.
Jan and John Vigiano's oldest was blonde-haired, blue-eyed John, a 36-year-old Brooklyn firefighter who was never found in the ruins, and 34-year-old Joe, a member of the NYPD's elite emergency services squad, who had just baptized the youngest of his 3 boys 10 days before 9/11.
The baby, I remember for the first couple of years, every time you saw a police officer, you wanted to know if that was his daddy.
That baby, John Michael, is now 10, the youngest of the Vigianos' 5 grandchildren. The oldest, Joey's namesake, has just begun studies at SUNY Maritime College.
I actually seen pictures of him when he was a kid, and I thought it was myself.
Now 18, Joey Jr. was only 8 when he eulogized his father in October 2001.
Everyone calls my dad a hero, but I always do that. God has made my dad one of his policemen. Now he is protecting heaven.
They helped me put my thoughts together and understand what was going on.
John, a retired fire captain, and Jan have been active in the lives of all their grandchildren, taking delight in watching John's 2 daughters, Nicolette and Ariana, grow. They created a book of stories about each son.
And this is when he rappelled out of the helicopter.
They also took Joey's 2 oldest, Joey Jr. and Jimmy, to Boy Scout meetings.
Every Monday night.
Last fall, Joey Jr. became an Eagle Scout, just like his dad, and honored his grandfather.
I gave him a mentor pin. It's his school pin, and it says Eagle Scout Mentor on it. And it's just to show appreciation for everything he's done for me and how he helped me, and I couldn't have done it without him. He taught me everything, just honesty and integrity and just how to act in front of people.
The Vigianos have gone overseas and all over the United States. In 2003, John Vigiano traveled with a USO show to meet soldiers fighting in Iraq.
I just want to thank you for what you're doing. And they say, no, thank you for being here, sir.
Did they know you had lost 2 sons?
No, I didn't tell anybody.
Since then, John Vigiano has hosted 2 little girls from North Carolina dealing with their own losses.
They both wrote about their hero was their father, who was killed in a helicopter in Iraq or Afghanistan.
The former Marine is now a regular visitor to Walter Reed Army Medical Center in Bethesda, Maryland.
We were there when they brought in the first quadruple amputee, Brendan Morocco.
Morocco is from Staten Island.
I remember the nurse telling us that he's a very angry young man. That's why he has every right to be angry. So I just put my arms around him and I kissed him on his head. And he says, I'm all sweaty. I said, don't bother me.
Thank my lucky stars.
2 years later, a much stronger Brendan Morocco attended the unveiling of his specially fitted home built by New York City firefighters. A month earlier, in the early hours of May 2nd, 2011, John Vigiano received a call from another Walter Reed patient, Jay Redmond, a Navy SEAL who had been shot in the face.
His SEALs got him.
Redmond informing John and Jan Vigiano that Osama bin Laden, the terror leader who inspired 9/11, had been fatally shot by Navy SEALs at his compound in Pakistan. Vigiano's granddaughter, Nicolette, called next.
She said, Grandpa, we're celebrating.
On this 9/11, John and Jan Vigiano will mark the day as they do every year, at the cemetery. Jan says she often feels her son's presence at home.
I'd be sitting here on the couch watching TV and they'll bring me flowers. I could smell the flowers. Or I could see them running around my dining room table, the blur. I see blur running around, and I could cut it out, guys.
The pain is still there. I mean, every time we look at our grandchildren, we see our children. They make it worthwhile. You know, they take the pain away.
Do they make it bearable?
Yeah, they do.